Do we have any indication, Catholic Spain, um, conversions, importance of Jews perhaps joining the faith? Do we have any indication throughout history of Jews converting to Islam, Jews converting to Christianity, whether forced or voluntarily? Is there a difference?
We don't have a lot of voluntary conversion at this period of time. You'll get later in Europe over the Enlightenment, Jews converting not out of a love of Christianity, but out of a desire to advance their careers, like Heinrich Heine, the great German author. His real name was Chaim Heine. In the early 19th century, he wrote an essay called My Ticket to Western Civilization, because although the Emancipation, Napoleonic Wars, in theory granted Jews civil rights, there were still a lot of restrictions on Jews in many countries. If you go back earlier in time to whether it's Christian Europe or Islamic Spain, the conversions are almost always, I mean, there's no reason to convert if everything is open to you. The only reason to convert would be out of fear for your life or of losing everything, or out of a desire to advance yourself because the restrictions leveled against you. So you don't find in these periods of time, whether it's in Spain under the Christians in 1492, and the forced conversions begin before that, with the reconquest of Spain, which takes several hundred years, and the Inquisition begins 100 years before the expulsion. Jews will definitely be converting, but it's usually to save their lives or to survive physically, economically, in an environment that's now very restrictive. Once these Jews convert, generally what you find is that within a generation or two, they not only assimilate completely, because some of them are crypto Jews, meaning they openly espouse Islam or Christianity and then secretly practice Judaism, but they generally will assimilate and be gone. And their influence disappears also, like the Cresca family, which from Majorca in Spain, which created the Catalan Atlas, which was the maps used by all the great explorers, da Gama and Vespucci, and all these people use this atlas. This is a family that eventually will convert to Christianity and disappear, and their influence and their impact will disappear with them converting and disappearing into a larger Christian world. That Jewish drive seems to dissipate as they no longer are identified as Jews anymore. So you do have such a situation going on. But again, in the modern world, you don't have the forced conversion thing anywhere near as much as you have Jews doing it out of a desire, not out of a love of Jesus and a recognition that Christianity is the true faith. I'm sure it occurs occasionally, but out of a desire to save their skin or to advance their careers, or to even be able to allow it to stay in the countries in which they're living. And by the way, sometimes some of these people become some of the biggest enemies of the Jewish people because they sort of go out of their way to show their loyalty. It's a rare few exceptions, but you have these things like the famous debate in Spain, the disputation, where a Jewish apostate, Pablo Cristiani, challenges the Nachmanides to a debate, the Ramban, in front of King James of Spain, that kind of thing. Few things are worse than Gentiles and being a Gentile in human history.